New year. Nothing's changed. What's up, Victoria? It's Victoria. Happy New Year. I just want to play with some makeup because we haven't played with makeup on camera in a while. And I have like a lot of new stuff and I feel like I didn't buy a lot in the month of December. I say that for content creators, the end of the makeup year is November 30th. And just like Spotify Wrapped, December 1st is when we start reflecting because we kind of like do it for the course of the month. So I feel like a lot of my life has changed. I don't know. A lot of things changed in December when it came to like makeup. So we have a lot to catch up on. I have a couple of things that Hindash recommended to me, which I'm excited to share with you. And they're not like Hindash products. They're like different brands. Both of them, I think they're both J Beauty. And I know a lot of people have been asking me to like dive into the realm of J Beauty, K Beauty. So that should be exciting, especially because it was like recommended by Hindash. You know, very exciting stuff. And I've been depotting things. And so we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about my hair. I'm gonna start with the Victoria Beckham primer. Most of this will be new makeup or stuff that's like technically still in my testing drawer, except for the primer. Like I did a pretty good job getting rid of most of the stuff from the testing drawer before the end of the year. But even then, I still had stuff that rolled over because again, that fiscal year or the makeup year ends November 30th. And if brands launch something after like November, it's like totally fine. But it's just like with me and the way that I like to review things, I'm not gonna have like a solid understanding of a product for a while. So like while I could certainly do like first impressions with new stuff in December, I also feel like people are buying gifts for other people. I think you want something more solid than like first impressions. You want like longer time spent for reviews. Oh my god, I need to put lip gloss on. We're at the first product Hindash recommended. Look at the city lips. Look at it. It's almost gone. I need to hit them up. See if I can, I'm gonna ask this here because I asked it on my Instagram. I know not all of you follow me on my Instagram. On the Instagram. You don't follow me on my Instagram. I know a lot of you don't follow me on Instagram, which is totally fine. You don't have to follow me on Instagram. You might not have an Instagram. And anyway, if there's specific makeup products or like brands you want me to like delve into this year, let me know in the comments down below. I would say go for specific items from brands as opposed for just overall brands. I think maybe the only brand review we might do this year is the Mob Beauty. It will depend on like how things go this year. Yeah, I think that will just really depend on if I can do another deep dive brand review or if I can get PR from brands like and do like a deep dive review via PR. So like, you know, it's really up in the air. I'll try my best to make some stuff happen. But I just want to know what you're interested in. So on Instagram, when I asked this, a lot of people said Vive, a lot of people said MAC, a lot of people said Ellis Foss. And I think those are all very interesting brands to look into. I'm open to hearing more. There was also an indigenous brand that someone recommended called Cheeks Beauty. I've heard of Prados, but I don't think I've ever heard of Cheeks Beauty. And their whole thing was kind of interesting. So we'll really see where we land. Hindash and I, we're like friendly. We're friends. We were chatting the one day on Instagram. I wouldn't say we're like friends, but you know, we're friendly. We were chatting on Instagram the one day and he was talking about a blush, which we'll talk about in a moment, which I think a lot of you will be excited about this blush. A lot of you will be excited. Like, I know for sure a lot of you will be excited by this blush. But we were talking about stuff and then Hindash just like threw out some products. And I wouldn't say they were direct recommendations to me, but I was like, Hindash is talking about product. I'm writing it down. I'm going to grab it. And it just happened to be J Beauty and not available in the United States. So I had to buy it on, did I buy it on YesStyle or did I buy it? I might have bought it on Stylovana. I think I have a code for Stylovana. Stylovana sent me PR a long time ago and I like couldn't tell if Stylovana was like legitimate, but I was like reading reviews on their shipping times. But what I've learned buying stuff from things like YesStyle and Stylovana is that that's kind of regular. I just like didn't know that at the time. Stylovana, thank you for that PR you sent me forever ago. I did use all of it. It was all skincare. And he was talking about the best makeup complexion product he uses. His favorite one to use is from Decourte. Decourte has a US website, but this particular item wasn't sold there. And it's probably because of the shade range that it comes in, because I think it comes in 3 different options. And Hindash, I will say this, if the shade doesn't work for me, he did say, I think the lightest shade will be too dark for you. So this is the Decourte Tone Perfecting Palette in the shade 00. It's a color correcting longwear concealer palette. It also has a highlighter. So here's what it looks like on the inside. I have a feeling like some of it will work. Let's talk about my hair just a little bit because it has changed and it's time. It's here. We have it. The hair is visible. You can see it on my head. Okay. Kind of like an unexpected thing happened when it came to the hair. And it's that it didn't really spark the joy that I was expecting. Well, let me just say this. I don't think 2024 was a very good year for me. And I don't think I realized that 2024 wasn't like my favorite year until like the very end. A lot of great things happened. but a lot of weird and bad things happened last year, personally, visibly online. Like Lorde said in the remix of Girls So Confusing, I've been at war with my body the last year, and like I've been feeling really not great about myself. So I really was hoping that getting the extensions was going to feel euphoric in some way. Like I've been considering, like, I don't know, like I've been considering, like, is like they them where I stop on my gender journey, as like, so I thought maybe the hair might make me feel more feminine and that will help me figure things out. But what actually happened whenever I got the hair installed is that I felt like a very alt man, and I think it's I don't know what it is about it that made me feel that way, but it did not make me feel good. It made me feel like, you know, like a little bit of a dirty man. And I know it's confusing because like the hair's a lot longer, and I had scruff the day I got it installed, and today is actually the first time I like shaved I've shaved my full face. I think you can probably still see my 5 o'clock shadow. I didn't go very hard because I haven't shaved my face in a while, and I was like, I'm gonna go easy, go gentle, because I'm about to be on camera. All that being said, I do like it better with the shaved face. I don't really love having a shaved face because double chin, body dysmorphia. It's like it's just a lot. And so like the hair not solving any of my problems and then adding additional problems, which we'll talk about in a second, really sent me. Here's what I feel like is not often discussed. And like, you know, I might be neurospicy, but I've never heard anyone say this. And like, it makes sense, but I had tape-in extensions. There are different types of extensions. It's a sensory nightmare to have those things on the back of your head. It's a sensory nightmare because when you lay down or you rest your head on anything, they shift in a certain way and you can just feel them. And like, I've gotten used to them enough, but they either need to be like all the way down, which means my hair has to be like down enough, or like all the way vertical, which means I had to like pull my hair straight up to the top of my head, which is very hard to do because there's no hair up here, right? And so I had to pull some of my baby bangs up into it so that the hair stays. Anyway, I'm not loving it. I don't dislike it. It's fun. It's been fun to have, but I wanted to like talk about it honestly with you because one, a reminder that like a physical fix isn't gonna like help you solve anything. Like it can be helpful, but like it's also not going to be the solution to all your problems. Like I felt uneasy about, I've been feeling uneasy about it since I got it installed. The only time I really felt good having the long hair was like when I did my makeup and I went to a party and it like felt fun. Here's the conclusion that I've come to with the hair is that I'm not looking for people to tell me that it looks good. I don't even think it looks bad. I think she did a good job. I don't think that there's anything like objectively wrong with it. I think the cut's good. Like it's fun, but it's just like I'm not getting what I wanted out of it. And it's like it was very expensive. It's not her fault. I don't think she did a bad job. I just wanted to talk about it. When I talked about this on Instagram, because I talked about it in an Instagram story, when people were responding, I think that they were trying to be supportive, but it made me feel like worse, like kind of just being like, wait it out. And like, of course, everything takes some time, but I've now had them in for like almost a week as I record this. And like, I'm not feeling any better about it. It's just feeling like a burden. And then some people were trying to be dismissive to me and being like, well, long hair is just heavy. I understand. I used to have like long natural hair, but the thing about extensions is that it's hair attached to your other hair. And that is weird. Like, it's like weight pulling on hair that's not that heavy. And if that hair was that long, there wouldn't be that addition. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I've had hair about this long before, maybe a little bit shorter, but I've had long natural hair before and it never felt like this. And something I love about long hair when I had long hair when I was younger is I really loved pulling it up and styling it in fun ways. Like, you know, you were starting to see that with the little cute pigtails that I was doing towards the end of last year. But like, if I pull this up, it doesn't look good from the back because of all of the tape-ins. And I know that the other style of extensions are probably better for like playing with your hair and pulling it up and whatever. And I don't want to spend that much. That's like more expensive. And the hair for that is more expensive. The install for that is more expensive. And I just like, you know, I was trying something and it, you know, I think it's okay for us to try something and it not work. And, you know, was it an expensive thing that didn't work? Yeah. But here's where I'm at. I think I'm gonna like be like, hey, I'm not like live laugh loving this to my hairstylist. I'm gonna see if I can get it cut. Because I think if it was a little bit shorter and a little bit lighter, I think I would be a little more okay with the discomfort on the head. Because I've gotten mostly used to like laying down on it. And when I put it up in a bonnet when I sleep, like I've gotten kind of used to that. I like still don't love it, but like It's been okay. I've been sleeping soundly through the evening. Like, it hasn't been that much disruption. It was really hard the first night, but not the like I've been okay with it ever since then. But like I think okay, whenever I was talking to my friend Jordan whenever I first wanted to grow my hair out. Like the first person I like was like, I think I'm gonna grow my hair out. I want to do like a long shag. Well, I think a couple of things happened. One, my hair grew in curly, which my hair was not ringlet curly. Like you can see, like you can still see, like if like right here, I'm like that's my natural hair and it's like ringlet curly, and the hair that's on my extensions is not, which is totally fine. Like I can style the extensions to be more curly because it's human hair, so it's like I can do whatever I would do with my normal hair. But I think that's maybe part of the problem too. Like I think I want like more out and it feels like it's just mostly down. I want more out, and I think because it's so long, even the shortest piece, like this is the shortest layer of the extensions, and it's like it's not really, there's just like it kind of just goes straight down. So I think that's what it is. So I only really love my hair when I have makeup in and it's like sitting a certain way. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try getting it cut, and then if I get it cut and I'm still not loving it, I'm just gonna have them taken out, and that doesn't feel bad to me. I don't want to be talked into like waiting it out, because I think even if I like the shorter cut, I probably will just take them out after they start looking bad, or like at the 6 to 8 week mark. I don't know. Like it was like something fun to try, but I don't know. We're not gonna have many videos with it looking like this. So sorry to any of you who were interested in that. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to talk about my hair, and I haven't applied any makeup. Like, I think Hindash was right. This is what it looks like. I'm just gonna start applying. I'm gonna take this lighter peach color. It kind of looks like the one from the Sigma duo. I'm gonna apply it under my eyes. I think that'll work. It's not looking too yellow. We are going to just apply this all over the face, not just as concealer. I feel like that's how he kind of discussed it. I think if I apply too thick of a layer, it will look more incorrect, but we'll just apply it to this half of the face. There is a darker concealer shade. I might use that where I would like contour and like have darker things go on top of it anyway. So I think that was my vision. This is certainly not a thing I would have bought on my own. We talked about it. I've talked about the Sigma duo being like, I don't know what you're supposed to do with the other shades. And I do feel as though like this is similar to the darker shade in the Sigma duo. And I also loved the Sigma duo formula. It was just the fact that it was a duo that really threw me. But this is looking very natural, very skin-like. I'm not applying a ton of it either. It also, I would say, is like maybe a bit of a soft matte skin finish, because I can tell, I think you can tell like this side's a little more glowy than the side where I have it. Cute. Okay, I'm just gonna go in with the darker shade, and I'm gonna like put that here where I would contour. And honestly, I probably on a very, very light day would be able to use that just as a contour. Yeah, I think that'll work. Yeah, I don't know. It looks right. It looks right. It looks all right. If I really wanted to, I could definitely use that orange to color correct my stubble. I'm not concerned about that right now, but if I decide to like keep shaving my face with the hair, even in the shorter aspects of it, I think I could certainly try it. It is in fact a color corrector. So it's on this half of my face. I would say it has like a medium coverage with the amount I applied. So still a little bit of redness poking through there. I don't mind that, as you all know. I'll put a little bit over top of it. It seems very buildable. I mean, anything I feel like that comes in this kind of compact is gonna feel makeup artisty. I don't know if like for you, normal person who watches my channel, need to go out of your way to try this, but I was just like, well, Hindash said. I'm gonna apply a little more of the darker shade here. The darker shade is actually quite yellow on my skin. I was expecting it to look a little more gray, but it is a little yellow. But yeah, I'll zoom you in. I think I do like something that has a little more glow to it, but we'll be obviously putting stuff on top of it, and I'll be spraying my face. So here's the side with it. I think maybe it's just kind of like the under eye area. I didn't do any under eye prep, sorry. Because I wanted to come on with my hair and, not with the promote homosexuality. I wanted to have a little bit of a moment with it. So maybe that's why. but I feel like like that part of my skin looks really good. And I don't think it looks like too bad. It almost looks maybe a little bit light, which I think is okay. Sometimes I do have issues with creams directly under the eye. I feel like they always like look a little crepey. But again, like I said, we'll be putting under other things on my face. I'm gonna add a little bit more. That's beautiful. I don't have anything really to compare it to because I don't wear a lot of this type of thing. And I didn't put the Sigma all over my face, but like I can see why he really gets on with this, especially like if I think he uses it on himself. I'm not 100% sure. Like, I don't know if he might probably will use it on clients too. It seems really adaptable. That's kind of like what I'm gathering from it because I feel like, you know, like I didn't really put primer under my eye, like the Victoria Beckham, but like on the high point of my cheek in the rest of my face where the Victoria Beckham got really worked in, I feel like it looks so good. It's a little more, yeah, I think it's just also, I'm a little bit thrown. It's a little more matte than I wear. It's not like super matte, but it is like a little more matte than I was expecting. Okay, I'm gonna do the other side of my face. I'm probably just gonna zoom through it. That took a while with the size of the brush that I'm using, and I'm just gonna keep using this size brush because why not? Also, it fits into the pans. The pans are a little small. A couple of things. I applied some of this side of my face with my fingers, and I quite like that. It's a very creamy, balmy kind of texture. It doesn't even feel like I have anything on my face. Like, it's how thin the formula is. It's like really thin. I think actually finger painting was the way to go. There was something about the heat of my fingers, blending it in, and also it made it go a little bit faster rather than dipping in, dipping out. I probably also could kind of like put streaks all over my face and then blend it out. Work well, but I do think I like the way this side looks. I also did try the orange color corrector on the side, and I do think that was, I mean, it would help. Of course it would, but like, I think it was helpful in covering up my facial hair. So here's how I'm feeling about this, Hindash, if you're watching. Here's how I'm feeling about it. I think it's really beautiful. It's not changing my life. I think I understand why he might like it, and who knows, by the end of this, we'll see. There is a highlighter in here. I need to remember that there's a highlight in here because I want to use it. Well, let's actually just put the highlighter on now. Why not? Let's do it. The highlighter is very, very, very subtle, so I might put on another highlighter. But like, I think for like, if it was wearing it, I think if I was doing this like my everyday, I could see this being really helpful. Hindash did show me one of his like, it was a pro pan palette, and he was like, this is my personality if you even care. And it had some really pretty shades in it. It was just a bunch of cream products and one of those like pro cream pans, like a bunch of stuff depotted. So that's a highlighter. Actually, it's really pretty. Actually, that's really pretty. Okay, I'm feeling it. We'll hold off on powder. I kind of wanted to give a bit of an update on this. This is the Auric Mirage Shift palette. I don't care about this. Actually, hold on. We'll come back to the Mirage Shift palette. I am going to contour my face with Intuition. Do you notice that there's a new addition here? So let's talk a little bit about my depotting journey while I contour with you. Here's what happened. I've been telling you. I told you that me and Rachel of Rachel Ellen Rose, we have been talking a lot about like making our makeup work for us. And she's been talking a lot about it on her channel. We've been talking about like our dissatisfaction with packaging with makeup brands, and whether it's like they're using plastic or like the luxury brands like not really giving luxury. We just have been having lots of conversations about it between the two of us. Part of the conversation has been like frankening makeup, which I know a lot of people do, especially project planners, to like make things work for them. I went a little too heavy-handed on this side. Actually, it looks fine. I just need to apply a little more. It kind of turned into this thing where we were like talking about which packaging we like the most, et cetera, and wondering if we could like make our favorite packaging, shift things around. Like we both really like the Kira Weiss compact for the blushes. It all comes down to like pan sizes and depotting. So the real journey started whenever I was depotting or looking to depot or move around, I guess is more. I depotted, moved around the Patrick Ta duos to make my perfect duo. And that really was worth my while, obviously, to get the two colors that I wanted the most. Wow. This is really doing something for me. Sorry, just doing my makeup. Just doing my makeup today is really doing something for me. I think this concealer might be... No, it looks more correct in person. I feel like it's reading pretty stark. Okay, I think we're right. I think it's okay. So yeah, I started I was like, well, what can I do to make things work? Because I feel like a lot of my issue with my personal collection, my main collection, not stuff that I'm testing, is that when it's in individual compacts, which I do prefer. I mean, I still don't love a face palette. Again, we're talking about the Mirage Shift. But whenever I open the drawer, it's like I'm not seeing all the colors of things. We're doing like a trial run with my blushes. And it started with when I started doing this too. Like, now, if I can get all of my regular face stuff, the stuff that I use every time I do my makeup, almost, maybe not every time, but the stuff I almost always use, if I could have that all in one palette, that'd be so nice to just pull out that instead of like many compacts. It's very face palette-y, but whenever I open something like the Auric Mirage Shift, it feels like I'm meant to use all of these in conjunction with each other every time. So if I want to use the bronzer, it's like, well, then of course I might as well just use that blush because I'm opening it. But like, what if I don't want to use that blush? Speaking of blushes, my blush collection is taking the hit here. I'm not done, but I've started depotting all of my blushes, including putting my creams in here. Now, the only cream I might not is my Phytosurgeons. The cream blushes I have in here were not in like airtight packaging, but the blushes from Phytosurgeons, they are in a twist airtight thing, and I would have to imagine that's for the formula's sake. So I might depot a little bit of it and see how it goes and see if the formula changes over time. But yeah, otherwise I've been depotting. What I also have been doing is, as I've been depotting these, if I can save the compact, I actually do save the compact, and I also magnetize that. So if I ever want to put it back in the compact, I will have that option. But having all of my blushes in here, and obviously I'm not quite done, I have more blushes than this, will make me, every time I do my makeup, I will open it up and see every single one of my blushes, save for the liquid ones, all in one place. And so from there I could be like, oh, I thought I wanted to use Inner Glow, but maybe today I'll use my Valentino. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna help me visualize things more. Do you guys know what that is? Do you know who that is? That's Mimi. Listen, the Westman Atelier packaging is lovely. I'm not going to say that it's not. However, I very rarely use Mimi. Mimi's one of my older blushes, and if I could use it more and see it more, seeing it in here, it's like, wow, what a beautiful visualization of Mimi. Although I might repan it in the repotting journey. Here's something that I've noticed. There's not standard sizing. So the pan, okay, let's talk about it. The pan that I repotted the Sisley into, like this size pan, which is a 2" by 2", which is like, what was this? It was like 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. And I measured the Sisley powder. I like tried to find it. There's like a website called Fixie. There's TKB Trading. There was like nothing this size. And I actually bought these from someone who sells stuff for painting, and it's perfect for makeup, and it's magnetic, just like, I guess, if you paint. I don't know. I don't use watercolors. I wonder if those are magnetic. Very cool. So yeah, I'm working on it. And then this is my Phytosurgeons Divine Daylight. Did I buy the pink one? No. Because Jason said he would send it to me. And I was being stubborn. I was like, I won't buy it unless and if he sends it to me, I'll use it. But I'm not going to buy it. I have Divine Daylight. I can wait. It seems like the pink one's going to be permanent. Anyway, if you didn't see, they released a new Spectral Shine, and it's pink and it's cool toned. And I think that's something that line was missing. And whenever he posted it, I was one of the annoying people. I try really hard not to be one of the annoying people who's like, oh my God, I really love that. I want it. But I was. And I was like, you need to send that. And you're going to need to send me one of those. So I don't know if he's actually going to send me one. And I don't actually expect him to. Like, that was just like a little bit of a joke. But I think my skin looks good. It's just like a different formula. Because I feel like the Dewdrop Foundation and the Patrick Ta Foundation are a little more luminous than this. But I think on its own, it's like really gorgeous. And I wonder if I use like a more luminous primer. Not that that one's not, but like what if I put like a balm down? Anyway, so yeah, I haven't been using the Auric Mirage Shift. And like, that was kind of the expectation when I bought it. This was really a gag because I knew it would be funny for me to buy a face palette and be like, I bought a face palette. Like this was a channel purchase. Like if I was just sitting on my own, I know myself not to buy a face palette like this. Here's what I'm considering because I actually quite like the compact, and I might just depot it and just take out the plastic and then use it for myself. If I could fit all my face powders in here, I would, but I don't think that they will. I bought another one of these. This was, oh my God, sorry, so much has happened. This was a gift from Ananda, and I like this double-sidedness. So I bought a double-sided one for my face stuff. But if I could fit all my face stuff in one, maybe I will. I don't know. Anyway, I want to use the bronzer. But the thing is, I haven't decided if I'm going to like also do that to my bronzers, etc., etc. I might though. I don't know. I might though. But like with the whole idea that I will continue to try to save the packaging that I can, because I don't want to depot things that I'm testing, because if I decide I don't want it and I want to pass it on, I want to be able to like pass it on in its true state. It's only things that are like in my permanent collection. So I'm not going to be sitting here depotting everything. And Perfectly M, they sent me Depot Chopra, I think that's their name, on Instagram, and they just like professionally depot things for themselves and professional makeup artists. I think they might be also a professional makeup artist, and they basically like depot stuff for people's kits. I was sent the video by Emma of the one where she depots the Patrick Ta eyeshadow duos, and I was like, oh, that seems very easy. And then I started watching other things, and one thing I've always been nervous to depot in general is baked powders. And it's actually like there's so much, baked powders are so much easier to depot. But the crazy thing that she does is she just, on the bottom, she doesn't put them in pans. And I think I need to put mine in pans because she just glues powder to like one of the magnets or like the magnetic metals, like just that center thing. She just sticks one of those to the bottom of the powders and then puts it in a magnetic palette. And I'm like, every time she depots something that is a baked formula, it's like she doesn't have to do that much work to do it. And I will say the Sisley powder is baked and it was so easy to depot. And I'm fairly certain that the Patrick Ta eyeshadows are baked. Anything that has that like grid back thing, those are the ones that are like really easy to depot. So I imagine the Chantecaille would be easy to depot. I can't depot this one. I've already like started hitting pan. And this is why I want to make sure that mine are inside metal pans, all of my formulas, so that when I get to the bottom, like it's, you know, it's going to be fine. I do like the color of this bronzer, but that's like the depotting journey. Wow. I've been talking a lot and not putting on a lot of makeup. Do I want to put another highlighter on? I don't really want to use the one in here. So let me just go to my drawers, my newly cleaned drawers. Thank you for sticking with me and on this journey. Okay, see, here's the thing. Now I have some makeup on. I'm feeling a little more femme. My face is more structured femininely with the contour, because I don't, like, you can contour masculine. I've done it before. It's like fun to do, but not for me for all the time. But like, you can contour more masculine. But like now with the hair, with the more feminine feature, like, you know, the more, it's like giving, you know, it's giving something that I didn't like with the scruff, but I still think it's too long. I think I want more, not volume, but like more stuff happening. I think I want more layers. I think I want it to be like, even if it like only sits right here, just like to have more would be nice, because I don't like pulling this one up. And like, if I have more layers, I won't be able to pull it up, but I think it will also just like sit in a way that I'm more interested in it sitting. I wanted to wash my brushes before the new year, and I sure didn't. I wanted to come into 2025 with clean brushes, and I like sure didn't. Let's see how the complexion takes to powder. I have very rarely found complexion products that don't take well to powder unless they're like super dewy or if they're super matte. But if they're super matte, you probably are supposed to just forego powdering unless you have a really oily face, which like some people do. Like, that's not judgment. Honestly, maybe I won't put on another highlight. Like, well, that looks so good. Okay. It's nice. Wow. I really like that highlight, actually. I might apply a little bit more of it just for a more dramatic effect, but like, I really like that highlight. Oh, I also like that. Look at the disconnect. I love that. I love that. It's like hard trying to be alt and girly, because I feel like a lot of the alt style like really lives in the in-between. And I felt like the in-between was not in-betweening the right way for me. Oh, wow, it looks even better with powder. I am going to use the Chantecaille Perfect Blur powder just because I do want to use that up this year. Well, of course I do. I have a backup of it, but I do really want to finish. I really want to wear makeup more this year. But it just seems so pointless when I'm working from home and my work starts at 6 a.m. for me to like put on makeup. Okay, my skin looks really good. It's still a little dry under my eye, but like all over the face, that's a moment. That might be just a face product. Okay, so there's so many ways we could go for eyeshadow. Oh no, the blush. I don't even know how we ended up started talking about blush, but Hindash was like, I have a taupe blush that I bought in Japan that is like so gorgeous, and I feel like you need to know about it. And I was like, yeah, I need to know about the taupe blush. And he showed me it, and I found it so that he could buy a bazillion of them. I'm so happy for him because I think this blush is a blush that he uses on himself. And it's from the brand Excel. There's no English words on it. So it's Excel. I don't know what the name of this blush formula is, but if you look up Excel blush, it pops up. There's two different types of formulas that Excel has, but you'll be able to notice it because the other one I think is in round pans. And this is the shade 4. Look at that. Can you believe? And I wanted to wait to wear this with you on camera, but I couldn't. So I've worn it to a party already. And if you saw my Instagram post where I debuted my hair, it's the blush that I'm wearing in that. It's just this soft beige. And I will swatch it next to actually that Chanel blush, that blush ombre, because it actually really gives me a similar vibe, but it's a little more neutral. Whereas I feel like ombre from Chanel, look at that. So easy to take them out too if I was like just showing you my blushes. Anyway, it's right there. And there's a little bit of a sheen to this. The Chanel is not super sheeny. It's pretty matte. Sorry, I will show you. I'm trying to build them up. They're both very soft colors. So here, this one's the Excel blush, taupey, and this one's a little more orangey. Let me tell you, I've worn this blush one time. I'm obsessed with it. It's just a color that's, I feel like, so hard to find. I know that a lot of you have told me that there's a lot of gray taupey makeup in the Eastern market, like in the Asian market, but like I wasn't prepared. What blush brush am I going to use? It is a really subtle blush. This wouldn't be for someone who has super deep complexion. It's just like that perfect, like, this, he killed it. They make a couple different shades. I saw Hindash got his haul before I got mine, and they all looked really pretty, but this one is like definitely the most special of them. There's a more pinky one, there's a more peachy one, but I would say that like this taupey one is the star of the show. They also have a blue one, which I think is to be used as like an adjuster to make things more cool toned. And I'm waiting for him to report back on whether or not that's something that he thinks is useful, worth my time. I'm letting Hindash do the work for me, actually. You know what I'm doing? I'm just like letting him do that for me. I think I took it a little too high on the side. I'm gonna take a little bit of my concealer and just tap over it. Just taking the brush that I was using, if I can find it. And the truth is I might not be able to find that dirty brush amongst my other dirty brushes. Yeah, I think I just want to tap that out. The packaging doesn't like look really cute. Like, I mean, it's, you know, I assume this is like drugstore brand, but it's really inexpensive. It was on Stylovana or wherever I bought it. It was either Stylovana or Yes Style. It was like $18. Me and Hindash bought them from different sites. He bought it from a website I never verified, but I did a quick Reddit search to be like, have people bought stuff from here? That website had more shades available, which I think is why he bought them there. Only shade of 4 was in stock from where I bought it. Look at that. Oh, okay. I'm going to add more of the highlighter from the Décolleté palette on top. Because, like, that is really, really stunning. I'm feeling real Puss in Boots right now. Like, that's how I'm feeling. Look at that blush. That's like... That is the moment. And she is the moment. Oh, wow. I'm feeling, yeah. Like, look. See how it's different? You probably don't. You probably don't because you don't look at me the way I look at me. That's not a read against you. But you know how, like, if you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you see, like, all these things and, you know, gender dysphoria isn't going to be experienced by everyone either. But, like, it's now feeling, you know what I mean? Now with the hair, like, didn't look as good before. Now the hair looks great. But I still think I went to get it cut because I'm not going to put makeup on every day. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? There's a shift in the energy, right? I mean, there's always a shift in the energy when I'm putting on makeup, but like when I'm putting on good makeup, that blush, Hindash, thank you for telling me. Thank you for allowing me to tell the people. I have a lot of taupe connoisseurs. If someone of a deeper complexion, that's not the blush. The Asian market, obviously, and I don't want to say obviously, but historically, that's a good word, historically suffers from shade inclusion. So if anyone who has a deep complexion knows of like a taupey blush that would work on deep complexion, I would love to hear it. Probably one of the toasted blushes from Phytosurgeons, because like they have some good shades for deep complexion that it wouldn't be exactly the same. That's the thing, is like there's not a one for one whenever like I'm looking for something with gray in it. Like obviously something with grayish in it, taupey gray is not gonna look the same, like the deeper version, you know what I mean? Like someone with a deeper complexion than me is probably not going to want something with a lot of gray in it. Although I don't think that's super gray. I think if you have a medium complexion, it could still work, because it's like, it's got something. It does, like, I feel like when you put it on the skin, it like livens up. Oh my God, I love it. My camera's starting to overheat and I'm still like, there's a lot we can do for eyes. So I have these from Half Magic. I still haven't put the shade Wet Pebble on my eyes. I've put the other shade on my eyes. I don't know. That feels really femme to just put one shade on my eye. Feels really feminine to do that. Feels really, because being feminine is very easy and breezy and not complicated at all. I'm kidding, by the way. I think, you know, there's lots of layers to being feminine and masculine and what that means to people. Obviously. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my world. I have the Fighter palette, which I've only used a couple of times. I have used the shade Glory a couple of times all over my eyes. Something that I also thought about trying is like more indie eyeshadow palettes, because Bella Beach Bar has really done it for me this year and has made me excited about eyeshadow palettes again. So I thought maybe trying some more indie things. Here's the thing about these. These are the two quads. They don't sell these, and I don't know if these shades are ever coming out, and the shades aren't labeled. They're just labeled quad 1, quad 2. So I can't really be helpful to you when I use these as far as like talking about them. Not that I can't use them for my personal use, but like I can't, like there's nothing to review them for. Like if I want to wear them, I'll obviously wear them on my channel. Duh, I always do that. But it's just kind of like, a lot of you have been asking specifically about these. I think they're gone. Like I've looked for them on their website, and I think they were part of like, they do like a 12-day, I think it's like kind of like an advent situation. I don't know if it's like an advent calendar, but like 12 days, I don't know. I don't really know. They were for holiday. They came, they went. They're not on their website now. And finally, we have this, which I haven't used since I used it on camera with you, because it really is not my color story. Here's what I think. Here's what I think we can do. I want to use Wet Pebble, and I think what we could do with Wet Pebble is really focus it on my actual eyelid, and then we will take the Juicy shadow and also put that on from the crease up so you can see it doing its work in the world. That's what I think is going to be good. Okay, another new thing. There's been a lot of talk about glitter glue in my comment section recently. And because, well, I mentioned it and then a bunch of people chimed in. But like there was beforehand. And it really, I think it all really started when I talked about Millie's collab with Cleona. And I went to Cleona to buy that, and it was out of stock. And a lot of people had talked about this one, the Pixie Epoxy from Firene. I haven't used this on my eyes yet, the Pixie Epoxy, so we'll use it today. But I have done some swatches of some formulas over top of it, and it's more tacky and stickier than the Pat McGrath one. Pat McGrath, I don't even know if she still sells it, but she came out with this like stick eyeshadow. It's a primer in the way that you would put it down first, but I don't think it improved longevity, but it really made multi-chromes look so good and smooth on the eyes. And I feel like when I used that for the multi-chromes base, I feel like it was the only time you could really see all of the shifts really well on my eyes. And so like that's what it was good for. And I feel like this gives me the effect of that, because I put a really sparkly eyeshadow on top of it and it made the sparkly shadow smooth. And I like if I'm going for a sparkle, I like it to look piecey. Like I like it to look really, really piecey. And this made it look utterly smooth, which is like cool, but it's not really the look I'm going for. And I do think if you like a chunkier glitter, I think the NYX glitter primer is better for that. It will depend on how you apply things. If you're like essentially stippling the glittery sparkly shadow on it, I think this will be fine. But like if you like apply like with your finger, it's going to give you like that really smooth application. Anyway, I'm going to use this all that being said, I'm going to use this today for the base for Wet Pebble. I haven't used it on my eyes yet. I heard that this has better longevity than the NYX glitter primer. The finish of a thing is going to be more important to me than the wear time. I haven't quite figured out like the ratio of this and how long to like let it dry before I put an eyeshadow on top of it. Like, it's pretty wet right now. I simply don't know. I'm gonna take it on a brush first and just like see. I've only swatched Wet Pebble. I haven't put it on my eye yet. And it's an interesting texture. Like, it actually feels wet. The other shade doesn't. Blushing Lizard, which is the other shade I have, it doesn't feel wet. I think a lot of people recommended this shade to me, wow, because it's not a taupe. And I don't think people were trying to sell it to me as a taupe. They were like, it's a pretty sparkly brown. And wow. Yeah, wow. Okay, come on in, babes. Take a look at this. Look at that. It's really pretty. So when I swatched on my arm, my primary concern was like, it's a little too warm. It is like warm. It's not, I feel like on camera it's looking very warm. I feel like IRL, it's not looking, it's looking more neutral. There is a little bit of a silver sparkle, but there's also some more warm sparkles in it too. So I think I like things that have more of the silver on top of the brown warm base, but this is really pretty. I'm not getting any weird burning sensation from the Pixie epoxy. Is that what I dropped on the floor? It is what I dropped on the floor. The eyeshadow primer and the eyeshadow applied really beautifully. Like, I think over top of the eyeshadow or the Pixie epoxy, it applied very easily. I do think it's a little wet. I would blend out the NYX glitter primer just like this, like I would with my NARS for matte shadows. So I feel like you just kind of have to like tap it in a little bit. I don't know, maybe I'm not supposed to, but that's my inclination. Or if you have a brush for that, you could do it with a brush. I really fluctuate with applying or blending out eyeshadow primer with a brush versus my fingers. My fingers are just right there. If I'm worried about like getting glitter on my fingers or like something sticking on my fingers, if I'm gonna apply some other part of my face with my fingers, then I might use a brush. Okay, wow. Okay, I think this is really pretty. This is, I think, like the epitome of a one and done eyeshadow. It's not too sparkly. I think this would be like incredibly wearable in the office. Just kind of like smear on your lid and go. That's really cool. Okay, I understand why people were like, Tom, this is for you. It's a little too warm for me, like to be my favorite, but I like it a lot. It's not even that warm, by the way. It's not like reading red in real life. It's just like not cool toned. Okay, so now I'm gonna take the Juicy eyeshadow and I just want to add some more sparkle to like the inner corner to the top of my crease on the inside of my eye. Do you see it? This is still not the best application of it that I could show you. I'll try to get a better angle because when I was applying that, I could see that my hand was in the way. I just need to apply it all over the lid for you is really what I need to do. Like it just is the sparkle moment. Let's do a sparkle cam. So in the inner corner, that's mostly the Juicy highlighter. But Wet Pebble is also pretty sparkly. Get you out of focus a little. So gorgeous and so stunning. I'll apply cinnamon. I haven't worn cinnamon from Victoria Beckham in a while. I'll apply that. I love my little, I'm not done with these little palettes, by the way. I need to put a magnet in them so they'll stay enclosed, but it's fine. But like, look at that. So luxury to have this as my little mirror. You guys think I'm alt, like aesthetically? Because I was talking to my friend and I was like, I don't think I'm alt enough to do X thing. I don't even remember what I was talking about. And she was like, Tom, you're pretty alternative looking. And I was like, I don't think so. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm more than I think I am. Okay, and I have one more new product to talk to you about. I've been needing to re-up on my mascara. It's been something I need to re-up on. And I have been using, it's on the floor. I have been using this one from City Beauty, which I think makes my lashes look good when I first apply it. I went out one night and I'm not talking like a sweaty, I went out for dinner one night and it got all over my face, like smudged and smeared and got all over my face. I hated that. And I just have been really missing my gorgeous, beautiful, lovely one from Surat. It's been out of stock. I needed to get something. And I was in a Target and I remembered Kelly Gooch, and a lot of people, but Kelly Gooch came to mind, the e.l.f. lash extender. I think I bought like darkest black, pitch black. There was pitch black, black, and brown. I think, you know, brown mascara is really pretty, but I do prefer a black mascara for me and what I'm looking for in my needs. And I do like a tubing mascara. I will say I feel like I'm much less picky about mascara tubing formulas than most people because I don't curl my lashes. I've heard that this holds a curl, which is a requirement for a lot of people. Not really for me. I'm more in it for drama. I love this kind of like rubber, short, snubby kind of mascara wand. And I think it makes my lashes look really pretty. So I wore this to a party where it was like a more of a party. And no smudging, of course, because it's a tubing formula. But like, not always to be said for a tubing formula. My eyelashes looked good. My makeup looked good the whole night. So I'm a pretty big fan of this. But I think you have to like be into tubing mascaras. I don't think it's like that revolutionary. I don't know. I don't think it's like, I don't know. Tubing formulas to me are all kind of made the same. They do the same thing. Again, I'm not looking for anything kind of special with the holding my curl. I do feel like this is a little more dramatic of a tubing mascara than some of the other tubing mascaras. It reminds me whenever the Tarte one was really working well for me, it does remind me of the look of the Tarte one, except this one does actually come off in tubes. The Tarte one doesn't come off in tubes. Although I feel like other than not coming off in tubes, it always performed like a tubing mascara. I know that not everyone thinks that, and maybe you can't call yourself a tubing mascara if you don't actually come off in tubes, but I'm actually like quite pleased with this $7 mascara. And I could see myself just being, you know, committed to it. I've said in the past that luxury formulas tend to work better for me in mascara, but this is lovely. I have tried the Lash Princess from Essence before, and I was like, it's fine. And it is. I think it is fine. But I'm not willing to layer, and I think that after one application, this does just enough for me. Number of things. Let's reflect on what I talked about in this video. Let's talk about the ones that Hindash recommended to me first. The Décolleté palette. Now, of course, this is like not something I feel like I would use. Maybe I could work it to be a daily thing for me. I think now it's sat on my face for a bit. I think it looks so good. I mean, it looked good the whole time, but I think like sitting on my face, letting my face oils balance out a little bit, really, I didn't even put a lipstick on. What I'm learning here as I'm looking at myself, I'm like, I didn't even put a lip product on. We'll remedy that in a second. I'll just throw on an Old Faithful. I'm excited to play with it a little bit more to see how much I use it, kind of giving it. What is happening? I understand why he likes the finish. I feel like I look very doll-like. Not like that. You probably aren't thinking like that. The dolls or the dolls. You know what I mean? Straight people won't get it. Well, some of the straight people are in the know, but the straight people don't get it. You know what I mean? Sorry, straight people. We have culture over here. The blush is really pretty. The blush is that girl. The blush is everything I've ever wanted out of a blush. This blush, this blush. This blush, this blush. Have I mentioned this blush? You see what's happening with me and the extensions right now? It's happening. It like what you're seeing in real time is like this is what's happening. This is what's happening. So Hindash did not steer me wrong. Hindash is makeup god. We love him. We appreciate him. We respect him. We trust in him. In Hindash we trust, honestly. Put that on a coin or whatever. What does it say in God we trust? Does it say it on coins or does it say it on all of our currency? Who cares about God? Unless it's Hindash, then I do care. But the other one, don't care about him. Her though, if it's a her, we love her. Him, not him Hindash, but you know, capital H-I-M. You get it. The girls who get it will get it. What else was I testing today? I don't think it's worth like, it's like what, $90? I don't think it's worth it. Y'all, I don't think it's worth it. I think it's pretty. I think all the products perform well enough. It's not giving me $90. Like the packaging is nice, but it's not like that heavy. It's not that, like, it's you know what I mean? Like it is something, but it's not also anything. You know, some people really love it, but I'm not one of them. I don't hate it though. It's just like, if it was like $40, it'd be like, hell yeah, this is a great $40 thing. But as a $90 thing, it's like, I like other $90 things more. And some of them are just powders. You know what I mean? Like, it's not giving that. You know, it's not giving that. It's not giving. Hold on, let's do that again. She's not giving. Did you like that? If my hair is shorter, then I won't be able to do that. Except all of the other things I said about my hair. You know, I have to take all of that into consideration, too. See her? You see the little curl? She peeks out sometimes. She says, remember me? And I love her. And I can't wait to have her back. Because the thing is, right now, I'm feeling Puss in Boots, right? Like, I'm feeling so good about, you know, it's like, I'm like, look at that. Like, look at it. You know, it's like, I'm feeling it. But the second I wash this makeup off, I will be like, And I'm a potato. Say, sometimes when I shave my face, it really sends me into like a, not dysphoria, not gender dysphoria, but like a body dysmorphia thing. But that did not happen today. So there's something to that. Okay, wait. I don't know. Maybe the hair's a serve. I don't know. See? But like earlier today, I was like, I want it to be cut. I still think I want it to be cut. I don't know. Anyway, what am I talking about? What are we doing here? Who made us? When was the Big Bang? When does the Big Bang retract? You know, some things to think about. When does the sun explode? Okay, wet pebble. Wet pebble. So cute. Oh, I'll swatch it for you. Y'all be needing swatches. There it is. Even though I put it on my eyeballs for you to look at, which is, this is what it would look like on your eyeballs. There's a swatch of it. You're really lucky that Mother is feeling very giving today. You're really... Wet pebble. Really pretty. Really pretty. I like it. I think I was really nervous that I wasn't going to like it on my eyes and all these people had recommended it to me. I'm like, what if I hate it? It's obviously okay if I don't like something that people recommend to me, but I love it. Actually, I quite love it. I've been expecting it to be like, I don't know. I was just like nervous that people, and no one ever said this to me, but I was nervous that people thought that I like were recommending it because I like mink, but I think they were recommending it because I like the finish of mink. And this has a very sparkly, metallic-y finish like mink does, except it's like a little bit warmer and a lot lighter than mink. So gorgeous. And then of course I still need to show you. I just need to like, I need to make a short. I need to make a short. I need to make a short with this, the Juicy glitter, because I feel like this is also not a good demo of it. In fact, I really love it. And it's just like, I keep telling you that I love it. And then I'm like demoing it poorly. Right. Okay. And then, but I love it. And then the mascara from e.l.f. Some drugstore, a little drugstore girly. I'm a drugstore diva. Anyway, the e.l.f. lash extender I quite like. I've actually given this a wear test. I like it a lot. So if you were looking for a new mascara, if you were into 2B mascaras, you want to give a $7 one, a $7 mascara a try, may I recommend the e.l.f. lash extender. It has worked well for me, and I really have put it to the test already before even coming on camera. Oh, the skin. Okay, hold on. What do I need to put on my lips? What do I need to put on my lips? Like, literally nothing. I don't need to put anything on my lips. Did I tell you? I think I talked about this, that this is... So whenever I went to Creator Friends, we did this, like, bring 4 of your favorite things gift exchange. And this is Hannah's. No, I know exactly what I'm going to show you. Oh my God. I know exactly what I'm going to show you. I'm going to compare it to something I haven't talked about on my channel, but some of you will know what I'm talking about. Okay, anyway, so this was another gift from Ananda, and I think this is her friend's brand, and it's an Etsy brand. The brand is Priya Means Love, and this, I think, is a limited edition shade, and I think they need to make it permanent. This is their lip therapy in the shade Smoke, which is a sheer black, deeply nourishing, limited edition iron oxide plant lipstick. It's like more of a lip balm. It kind of smells medicinal, like kind of Carmex-y. It's Carmex. There are other lip balms that smell like this that aren't as nourishing as this, but this is the shade. I've been talking about black sheer lip products for a long time. And I bought the one from Mob Beauty for my Mob review. And a little bit of a spoiler alert, I don't love it. The pigment always settles into my fine lines and it looks not great. But this, and also it's like, I think it's a little too pigmented. I think that's probably the problem, is that there's a little too much pigmentation. This, the color is just like much more evenly deposited than the one from Mob. It's just so pretty. Like, it just changes my lips just like a little bit, but there's like that black grayness to it. The component is compostable, so it's like not the most luxurious component. Like, if you've ever used like native compostable deodorant where you just like push up the deodorant from the bottom, you do that with this. So we'll see as I get closer to the end of it, but it does seem to hold whenever I apply it to my lips. I've been loving that. It's like nice and nourishing, but not too thick, but also not too thin. It's like just the perfect color. Oh my God. And that's the video, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new to my channel, well, this isn't really a good gauge on what I do on my channel. There's a lot of catching up. This was very like for the people who are usually here. But what I like to focus on my channel is to help myself and help you be more discerning about the makeup that we are buying. A lot of the times we have a lot of makeup if we're very into this hobby. And a lot of times when we're interested in something new, we're interested in it because it is like something that we already have, because we like the things that we like, and we tend to buy multiple things that can do very similar stuff. So I try to, not dissuade you, but I encourage you to look at your own collection before making a purchase. So if that's the kind of content you're looking for, I would love to have you subscribe. Make sure to hit the like button on this video. I'm on Patreon and I have channel memberships. You can find those linked down below. Those help me be able to do brand reviews and buy things for review. So it's a good way to support me, but not the best way to support me. If you don't want to do that or don't have the funds to do that, no worries. I'm happy that you are here liking and commenting and sharing my content. But if you are a member or patron, I really appreciate you. And in the pinned comment down below, I will have a link to Operation Olive Branch. They are helping people in Gaza through mutual aid. If you have the means to help that way, I would really appreciate you do that. And that, my friends, is the first video wrapped of 2025. We're here. We've made it another year, everyone. Remember to follow your hope and you'll find me. And I'll see you in a video very soon. Go forth. Tits out.